In the headlines, abductors of Abuja Kaduna train passengers release new video of victims. Gunmen kill policeman, set ablaze Anambra Broadcasting Service office. Court remands Rochas Okorocha in EFCC custody over alleged 2.9 billion fraud. Away from Nigeria, landslides and floods kill dozens in northeast Brazil. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. One of the terrorists who captured passengers of the Abuja-Kaduna train has released a video where 8 of the victims, 3 women and 5 men, are appealing to the federal government for help. According to Daily Trust, the masked terrorist who spoke in English said that they gave their victims a chance to speak to the government, and it is left for the government to listen or turn the other way. Some of the victims spoke about the conditions under which they are being kept.
Alhamdulillah wada wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'd. We are the people that captured those people in the train along Abuja and Kaduna road. So they are appealing to us, saying that they wanted to talk to the government. So we give them chance to talk to the federal government. It's left for you to listen to them or abandon them.
My name is Mariama Abubakar Bobo. I was one of those captured on that train with 4 of my children and my husband. We're appealing to the federal government and our families and everyone that can to please come to our aid. We've been here for 62 days in an unfavorable, inhabitable condition, unimaginable. We've been sick. In fact, one of my sons, 2 of them are even sick at the moment with no medical supply. So we're pleading with you to please come to our aid. Yes.
My name is Sadiq Ango Abdullahi, one of the captives of the Abuja-Kaduna train attacks. We are appealing to the federal government to once again come to our aid. We've been here for 62 days. Most of us here are sick and we are not in good condition. And every day the situation gets deteriorating. We are appealing to the federal government to please come to our aid before we start losing our lives.
My name is Gladys Ni Emore. I'm appealing particularly to Professor Yemi Oshibanjo, who was my classmate, 78, 79 law school. You are a grandfather, you are a father. Come to our aid because we've been here for 62 days. I have a son who is a sickler and I don't know his condition. I'm pleading that the federal government and Amechi, who is the minister for transportation, should come to our assistance. I'm pleading. We are all sick. Right now I'm even sick too. But the harrowing experience I have for my son who is a sickler, I don't know his condition. I'm just pleading with you, federal government, please.
Relatives of the victims have made repeated calls for their release. The federal government promised to intervene, but nothing has been done just yet. Now, some yet to be identified gunmen have reportedly kidnapped the prelate of the Methodist Church, Nigeria, His Eminence Samuel Kanu Oche. The cleric who was kidnapped alongside Right Reverend Dennis Mark, the Methodist Bishop of Owerri, and the prelate's chaplain on Sunday were kidnapped along Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway in Umunioche, local government area of Abia State. The police public relations officer, Abia State Command, Geoffrey Obonna, confirmed the abduction. Meanwhile, police on Monday said gunmen have attacked the state-owned Anambra Broadcasting Service. The police public relations officer in the state, Ikenga Tochukwu, confirmed the early morning attack in a statement in Awka, the state capital. He revealed that the incident occurred at about 4:30 a.m. at Awada in Idemili North local government area of the state. Monday's incident is the latest in the series of attacks carried out recently by armed men, despite the amnesty offered by the government to criminals terrorizing the state. While the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has been linked to most of the attacks in the state, the secessionist group has repeatedly insisted that it had no hand in the violence. Now, there was unrest in the Galadima area of Abuja on Sunday following an accident that reportedly claimed the lives of 2 motorcycle riders. Although authorities of the Federal Capital Territory Police Command confirmed the incident, they did not disclose the identities of those involved in the incident. Meanwhile, reports emerged that scores of Okada riders who took part in the unrest stormed the estate to avenge the death of 2 colleagues. They alleged that the duo were knocked down by a motorist who reportedly ran into the estate for safety after the accident. According to online reports, the irate crowd of motorcyclists chased the motorist after he overran their colleagues and set 2 buildings in the estate ablaze over failure to apprehend him. They were said to have been prevented from causing further damage by a team of security operatives who were swiftly deployed to the estate. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has emphasized the need for peaceful coexistence among people in the state. The governor stated this during an on-the-spot visit and assessment of the damage caused by the recent unrest in the Yelwa community, Bauchi State. Adamu Imam has more.
Governor Mohammed, who visited the warring communities of Lukshi and Ungwan Tsakani, all in Yelwa area, a suburb from Bauchi metropolis, assured that the state government will bear the cost of damage recorded and call for peace from both parties.
We will make sure justice is done to whoever perpetuates this. And as an interim measure, we will be sending SEMA to take valuation of the losses incurred here. As a government, we will take responsibility. I learned that one of my brothers who has put his farm produce, the commissioner told me everything is banned. Definitely will replace it. Please take care and be a policeman. It is not this policeman that will work for us. Each and every one of you is a policeman.
Earlier, the state commissioner of police who told the governor that the crisis was not religious but a result of misunderstanding between the youth in the area, which led to the loss of lives and properties, promised to take drastic measures to avert reoccurrence.
Everybody must please live in accordance to the law. I have sounded that warning yesterday. Today again, I'm taking this privilege with the permission of His Excellency that we are not going to condone any form of indiscipline in terms of taking the law into your hands. Nobody will be allowed to do that.
Trust TV also got the thought of some residents of the communities on the 24 hours curfew imposed in Yelwa area.
By living in peace, we get to develop ourselves. By living in peace, we get to move on and advance. We've seen the side effects of living in crises and problems. We've seen how people have lost their houses, innocent people. We've seen how people have lost their lives. We've seen how people have lost their resources, their farm resources and all of that. So I would want to call on our brothers, be it Muslims and Christians, let's stay together. Let's collectively live as one another.
We are not in our mood the way that we're supposed to be because of this. It is very hardship way that we found ourselves on it. But Alhamdulillah, since when we see the governor himself visit us here, we really appreciate and we agree that all what he promised to us will be reality, inshallah.
Bala also assured the community that very soon government will establish a new police station in the area to help restore law and order. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Now, barely a month after the explosion that killed some people at Bear Parlour in Kaba, Kogi State, a similar incident has been recorded in the town. A place called Obafemi Bar at Oke Padi axis of Kaba was hit on Sunday night. The cause of the incident and the nature of the explosion is yet to be fully established, but the Kogi State Police Command's Public Relations Officer, SP William Aya, confirmed the incident, saying that no casualty was recorded. Previously, it was found that on May 11, explosion rocked a beer parlor at Lewu Junction, still in Kaba, killing 2 people. The police had attributed the incident to gas cylinder, but the victims' family members said it was a bomb explosion. A similar attack was also recorded in Taraba State last month. The Islamic State in West African province later claimed responsibility. Justice Inyang Eko of a Federal High Court Abuja on Monday adjourned to Tuesday to entertain the bail application of former Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha. The judge fixed the date after the senator representing Imo Senatorial District was arraigned before him on corruption charges. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission had arraigned Okorocha on a 17-count charge bordering on alleged diversion of the sum of 2.9 billion naira belonging to the state government. According to the charge, Okorocha had diverted to the funds from the Imo State Government House account and that of the Imo State Local Government joint accounts to private companies. The alleged fraud was said to have been perpetrated by Okorocha and one Anyim Nyerere through their private companies between 2014 and 2016, when he held sway as the governor of Imo State. Now to political matters. A presidential aspirant, Professor Pat Utomi, has stepped down for former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi in the Labour Party presidential primary race. He made the move on Monday during the 2022 Labour Party presidential primary holding in Asaba, Delta State capital, on Monday. On Friday, Peter Obi, a presidential aspirant, joined Labour Party hours after announcing his resignation as a member of the Democratic Party. The former Anambra State governor said that his decision to join the Labour Party aligned with the interest of Nigerians across different sectors, adding that he wants to take the country from consumption to production.
Sir Peter Clegg, Governor of Anambra. Ladies and gentlemen.
Now, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, on Monday met with Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike in Abuja. Atiku defeated Wike and other presidential aspirants in the party to pick the party's presidential ticket on Saturday. Atiku polled 371 votes to defeat Wike, who got 237 votes at the PDP presidential primary held at Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja, on Saturday. The meeting, it was gathered, was to mend fences between the two leaders ahead of the 2023 presidential election. Even though details of the meeting remain sketchy, it was also learned that Governor Ayodele Fayose of Ekiti State, amongst other PDP chieftains, was present at the meeting. Staying with politics, the national leader of the All Progressives Congress and presidential aspirant Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is to appear for screening today, Monday 30th. Daily Trust reports that a top source in the camp of the former Lagos State Governor confirmed that the screening committee has communicated to Tinubu about the screening. The former Lagos State Governor and national leader of the party, it was gathered, has a 4 p.m. appointment with the screening committee. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress has appointed a former national chairman of the party, John Odigi Oyegun, as the chairman of its presidential screening committee. According to a list released by the party earlier, a total of 23 presidential aspirants are expected to participate in the screening exercise. 11 aspirants are expected to be screened on Monday, while the remaining 12 are scheduled to participate in the exercise on Tuesday. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up shortly. How family planning breaks homes. Details and more after the break. Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. A reminder of our top stories again. Abductors of Abuja Kaduna train passengers release new video of victims. Gunmen kill policeman, set ablaze Anambra Broadcasting Service office. Now, moving on, Nigeria Center for Disease Control on Sunday said 66 suspected cases of monkeypox had been reported in the country between January 1 and May 29. According to the agency, 21 of the suspected cases were confirmed in 9 states, while one death was recorded in a 40-year-old man with renal comorbidity and on immune suppressive drugs. The NCDC said it has activated the National Multi-Sectoral Emergency Operations Center at Level 2 to continue to coordinate ongoing response activities. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has approved 2 herbal drugs for COVID-19 clinical trials. NAFDAC Director General Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, in a statement on Sunday, said 3 herbal formulations were approved for clinical trial studies during the COVID-19 pandemic. She said while 2 studies had commenced, including the IHP Detox Tea, the 3rd clinical trial study is yet to start. Meanwhile, Adeyeye denounced the claims of efficacy of IHP Detox Tea for the cure of COVID-19 patients, purportedly made by the Chief Executive Officer of Bioresources Development and Conservation Program, Professor Maurice Iwu, in a national daily. She said that it was worrisome that such unguided statements is made without the stated fact that no product can be approved by NAFDAC without satisfactory clinical evidence. Couples in northern Nigeria often have disagreements over family planning or child spacing due to religious or cultural factors. Trust TV brings to the fore the story of a 29-year-old housewife who boycotted her matrimonial home after her husband suggests family planning. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
Shamsiya Yunusa is 29, married to Aminu Salisu. They had 8 children, but 3 died. Aminu wants his wife to adopt family planning for the sake of her health and that of the children, but she declined. Shamsiya used to give birth every year and her husband is worried.
I advised her. She even said that she didn't agree. I even go to her parents. She didn't accept it. I follow our traditional leaders how to advise her. She didn't accept it. That is where I started getting the problem with her. She even go back her whole house. She said that I didn't want her to born children, and I want maybe I will go and add another woman to get another children, but her I will leave her at home without getting children. That is how it starts. I try my possible best to tell her, because I convinced her a woman without education is just like a house without foundation. I say that if she allow herself sitting down at home, and when another woman come to the house that she's educated, she's going to take over the house. And you know, women didn't want to see second wife at home. That is why she's convinced, and she said that she agreed.
After boycotting her husband's home to protest against family planning, Shamsiya had finally accepted after a series of pleas by her husband.
So it's because I want to have more spacing for the child, for the birth. Yes, it helped me to take care of my children, and it helped us. It helped me and my husband through our financial sources. So now we don't have, as I am doing planning, I don't have money problem.
The mother of 5 says after adopting family planning and subscribing to a 5-year child spacing procedure, she has witnessed improvement in her health and that of her last child, who now enjoys adequate attention. Shamsiya and her husband are now advocates of family planning in Gombe. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
The Anti-Vandal Squad of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Rivers State Command has uncovered a residential building that doubles as a dump site for the storage of locally and illegally refined automotive gas oil. The discovery, according to the command, is part of activities geared towards checkmating the excesses of oil thieves and bunkerers, as well as ensuring that critical national assets in the state are safe from economic saboteurs. The report.
Addressing newsmen at the scene of the crime, the Rivers State NSCDC Commandant Abu Tamwal, who was represented by the head of the Anti-Vandal Squad, Deputy Commandant Joachim Okafor, said the discovery followed sustained intelligence that a particular building along a notable university in Port Harcourt is being used as a loading point of illegally refined AGO. Okafor said the surveillance team of the Anti-Vandal Squad swung into action to effect the arrest of those carrying out the act, which amounts to economic sabotage.
I eventually ordered my men to advance into the compound and will later confirm that the compound is being used as a loading point of this illegally refined automotive gas oil, popularly known as AGO.
The Deputy Commandant said during the arrest, the team also identified a local jetty near the scene of the crime where illegally refined AGO is being loaded for onward transmission to would-be buyers.
A black Lexus 330 saloon car with number plate Bayelsa GBB 52EA. A Toyota Avalon gold color with registration number Livers FH 730 PHC, laden with some cellophane bags of illegally refined AGO, a boat engine, and several bags of AGO stored in cellophane bags scattered within the premises, as you can see.
He said the command will approach the court with requisite jurisdiction to make necessary application for the forfeiture of the petroleum products, mode of conveyance, and the residential apartment, since it contravenes the provisions of the Miscellaneous Offences Act 2004 laws of the Federation.
And now in business news, trading on the floor of the Nigerian exchange last week closed on a bullish note. The all-share index and market capitalization grew by 2.09% to settle at 54,085.30 points and 29.158 trillion naira, respectively. An aggregate of 1.84 billion units of shares were traded in 27,273 deals valued at 27.286 billion naira. The market breadth closed negative as 23 stocks gained against 54 stocks that declined in their share prices. And away from Nigeria, heavy rains in Brazil, northeastern Pernambuco state have left at least 79 dead, according to authorities. The disaster is the latest in a recent series of deadly landslides and floods triggered by extreme weather in Brazil. The number of dead has mounted steadily over the weekend, including dozens of landslides as heavy rains caused rivers to overflow and torrents of mud swept away everything in their path. The latest statement from the civil defense did not offer an update on the number of people missing, though the agency had earlier reported 56 people still unaccounted for and nearly 4,000 who had lost their homes. The catastrophic weather has forced dozens to flee their homes in Brazil's northeastern Pernambuco state, and a red alert has been issued in the city of Recife as well. And in sports news, around 100 people have died. Still on foreign news, rather, around 100 people have died in clashes between gold miners in northern Chad, Defense Minister General Dudu Yahya Ibrahim said on Monday. Violence broke out on May 23rd at Kori Bogodi near the Libyan border, sparked by a mundane dispute between two people which degenerated. He added that the toll was around 11 dead and at least 40 wounded. The clashes occurred in the rugged Tibesti Mountains in the central Sahara, some 1,000 kilometers from the Chadian capital, N'Djamena. The discovery of gold there has sparked a rush of miners from across Chad and neighboring countries, and tensions often run high. And in sports news, Novak Djokovic renews his epic 16-year-old rivalry with Rafael Nadal at the French Open on Tuesday with a semi-final spot at stake. Victory could end the 13-time champion's Roland Garros career. Nadal, who will turn 36 on Friday, puts his record of 109 wins and just 3 losses in Paris since his title-winning debut in 2005 on the line against the defending champion. The Spaniard was taken to 5 sets for only the 3rd time in his tournament history by 21-year-old Felix Auger-Aliassime in the 4th round. In the immediate aftermath of that victory, Nadal admitted that not only was this year's French Open at stake for him, but possibly his entire playing future. And that wraps up Trust News Update. You can watch more by following us across all social media platforms and also subscribing to our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.